Hello everyone, welcome back to Rolling Solo. My name is Adam Smith, and in this unboxing video, we're going to be checking out Bloodborne, the board game from Cool Mini or Not. As you can see in the bottom right-hand corner of the box, there is a PlayStation logo, and that's because this board game adaptation is inspired and based on the video game, which was very popular and has become a classic on the PlayStation system. Now, a possibility on your tabletop, and this, what you're seeing in front of you, is the core experience, and there are expansions beyond this as well. So without further ado, for those of you that are familiar with the IP, you're going to be jumping into this with an understanding of the universe itself, and that will certainly help you in what you're about to see. For those of you that are unfamiliar with Bloodborne, hopefully this video opens your eyes up to this universe and what this IP is capable of presenting in terms of a narrative and in terms of an adventure to go on. So without further ado, let's go ahead and check out the back of the box, and then we'll go through each and every one of the components. Welcome home, good hunter. The blood moon rises into the night sky, pushing the city of Yharnam into madness and chaos. Hunters are tasked with cleansing the infected victims of the beast plague on this night of the hunt. Should they tarry or fail their task, Yharnam will succumb to insanity and death. The moon is close. It will be a long hunt. Bloodborne, the board game, is a dark and challenging cooperative game where 1 to 4 hunters must explore the city of Yharnam, playing through 4 unique campaigns and fighting their way through beasts and monsters to survive the night. During the course of a campaign, hunters will uncover a unique story as they grow in skill and power, overcoming the multitude of foes that stand in their way. This game is based on the award-winning Bloodborne video game by Sony Interactive Entertainment and features fast-paced, decision-driven combat and horrific monsters brought to life with amazing miniatures. What you can see here is a list of components inside the box, but don't worry, we're going to be checking out all of these up close. When you open up the box, the first thing you're going to run into is the rulebook. So let's go ahead quickly and I'll go through a number of these pages to give you an idea as to how the rules are laid out. Into the rulebook we go to check out the inside, see what it looks like. We got the overview here, table of contents all laid out to find what you need, components list to ensure you've got everything you should have inside the core box, and we'll see a lot of these up close very soon. Campaigns, there's 4 of them in the game: The Long Hunt, Growing Madness, Secrets of the Church, and Fall of Old Yharnam. And then you dive right into the campaign setup after that, which leads you into the hunter setup, the hunt board setup, and continuing onwards, the chapter setup. And we're soon going to move into advancing through the hunt and talking about winning and losing the hunt. The most important part of the game, playing it, the game round, the turn sequence, which includes the hunter turn and the enemy activation. And that's where all of the gameplay occurs. And it breaks that all out for us. So I won't go through every single page, but now you've got the gist of what this rulebook looks like in terms of how many pages it is. I'm going to skip right to the back here, and we'll take a look at the final page. If you're including everything, including the glossary, you've got 27 pages to go through. Now we're moving into a pile of punch boards to go through. So of course at the very top here, you need to track your HP or your wounds on your enemies. So that's what those tokens are all for. Next you have your insight tokens, these skull ones right here. These are considered broken lamp tokens. The ones to the right of them are corpse tokens. Then down here you have survivor tokens. Then you move into the all-important blood echo tokens. More NPCs along the bottom here, treasure chests, of course, and then a bunch of statuses, things like Frenzy, for instance, that are these ones, the poison tokens, and the fog gate tokens. I've gone ahead and punched out all the tiles for the different environments within Bloodborne. Let's go through each of them one at a time. This is what the hunt board will look like inside of Bloodborne. You'll see different types of enemies across the top. Those icons will be used to relate to enemy number 1, 2, or 3. Hunter's Dream down below with upgrades inside, the chapter deck here, and the tracker for the game down at the bottom. On the back of the hunt board, there's also some artwork. After getting through those components, you're going to reach this box right here, which says, "Welcome home, good hunter." Without further ado, let's go ahead and take a look at each and every miniature that comes inside this box. That's going to wrap up the miniatures. It's worth noting that those were all the unique miniature sculpts within the game. There are some of those sculpts that have 2, 3, 4, or 5 even in terms of quantity of them inside this core box. So don't take the miniatures that you just saw as the total number included. If you want to know the number of miniatures inside this core box, check out the Cool Mini or Not website. I'll put a link to where you can find the rulebook to see a list of those components. Now, as you've already likely noticed, the insert that comes inside the core box has gotten progressively better with Cool Mini or Not's releases. They now actually include trays that you can use with the components that come inside the box, unlike many years prior, and they keep getting better and better at this. The one thing to note, though, is if you're a sleever, you may have some difficulty getting this stuff in here. You might have to remove this tray and make space in a different fashion, but if you are just going to use the cards as is, you are all good to go. And it's not just about the sleeves or the cards, it's also about the tokens or slots for those as well. So without further ado, you can see there's a number of decks we need to go through. Let's go ahead and check each one of them out one at a time. final packs of cards inside the Bloodborne box are the campaign cards. I've left these sealed and I will not be showing these during the unboxing, as you're going to want to enjoy going through these as part of the campaign system in the game when you pick it up yourself. But you can see that each of these decks are quite thick. There's a lot of standard sized cards in each of them. And that's going to wrap up this unboxing of Bloodborne, the board game from Cool Mini or Not. Thank you guys so much for watching, and as always, keep on rolling solo.